So now that we understand the electrical schematic, we're going to go ahead and we are going to start to build our circuit. So as I mentioned before, LEDs have a long lead and a short lead. We're going to be building a series circuit, so we want to make sure that the short lead of the previous LED connects with the long lead of the current one. So short to long, short to long, short to long. So I always say long, right? The long one is my going to be my positive one. Okay. Okay. So the short one is the cathode. That's our negative, and the long one is the anode, and that's our positive. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way here so I have an easier way to work when I'm soldering these components up. Okay, and it's up to you how you want to assemble these. I sometimes put the electrical components right into the actual base of the LED. So I'm going to get a little bit tight to work in, so we did provide you in the kit with this little cardboard template here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place all the LEDs in, and I want to make sure that I'm paying close attention to having the long lead to the left. So long left. Okay, that'll help with remembering what side's positive. So then what I want to do is I want to take the leads and I want to bend them all the way down. Okay. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to give ourselves an easy way to connect our electrical components. Okay. So as you can see here, they are all bent over and they're overlapping each other. Okay. It's important that they're overlapping each other and touching, so when we get into solder, it makes a nice, easy connection. So what I want to do is I want to take my soldering iron. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up the component first. So I'm going to lay it over both of them, and I'm going to apply solder. Okay. Only takes a second. Okay, I'll do it on this one here. Heat it up, and then I'm going to apply the solder, and it melts the two together. Okay. A nice solid solder joint. Okay, I can check that by kind of pushing up on them, and I can see that these two components are soldered together. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we want to put our 220 ohm resistor in. Okay, so resistors don't have polarity like our LEDs do, so it doesn't matter the orientation that it goes into. But what we want to do is we want to connect these together. So we're going to be doing another lap joint like we did previously. It can be beneficial or easier if you put a little hook in here, okay, for the solder to connect to. Or for the, not the solder, I'm sorry, for the lead of the LED to connect to. So see how I can put that in as a little bit of a ring? Okay, and I can do the same thing here. I can take this and I can bend it. Okay, if you need to take your pliers, it doesn't take much effort. But if you need to take your pliers, go ahead and take your pliers. Now this has a little bit of a lip for these two to connect to. A little bit of a ring goes in here. So again, this just makes your life a little bit easier, and then I pinch them together. Okay, so I'm going to place it back down. Okay, and then I'm going to take my solder and my iron. Again, heat it up. Make sure that it's heated up before you apply the solder. That's one of the biggest things I'm always telling my students is make sure the component is hot before you actually start. Otherwise, you'll get what's called a cold solder joint that won't connect the components to it. Doesn't take much, okay, to get those connected together. Okay. Now, if it's not solid, okay, the iron's a little bit loose, so I'm just going to heat it up a little bit. I think I moved it when it was cooling. I'm going to heat it up, and then I'm just going to let it cool without trying to move it. So the solder only takes a second to dry. Right, and now that's a much stronger connection. If you do have a little bit of excess here, you can cut it off. Okay, so we're looking good.